Cek. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Chairman of Special Education Department, Professor Dr. Hento MPD, and all the lecturer of Special Education Department, our esteemed speaker, Ms. Desi, and all the participants of today's public lecture. Good morning, everyone. Morning. I hope you are staying healthy, yeah. Okay, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the public lecture on teachers' proactive evaluation of the use of augmentative and alternative communication to learners with multiple disabilities and visual impairment. Before we delve into the topic, I would like to take a moment to set the stage and give some context for why AAC is augmentative and alternative communication is so crucial in the realm of education. AAC covers a variety of technique, tools, and strategies that aid students with disabilities to communicate, to take part in the classroom, and convey themselves effectively. So it helps the student with disability to join and participate in the classroom. And it means that AAC plays a significant role, in fostering inclusion, enabling students, and ensuring that no one is left behind in the educational journey. Today, we are honored to have a distinguished expert in the field of AAC with us. Here, Ms. Desi M. Corpus, who comes all the way from Philippines. Thank you for coming to Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, Ms. Desi. Okay, Ms. Desi is a lecturer at College of Education, University of Southeastern Philippines. How is your day, Ms. Desi, in Indonesia? Great, yeah. So this is your third day in Indonesia, or fourth day? This is your fourth day or third day in Indonesia? Since my
third day.
Third day, okay. Actually, today isn't our first meeting, right? Yeah, since we've met yesterday in international conference at Ambarukumo Hotel. Anyway, before we begin the lecture, I would like to give information that we already prepared question box for you to send the question during the lecture. Jadi sudah menyiapkan question box teman-teman yang nantinya bisa teman-teman isi sepanjang perkuliahan ya. Mungkin Mas Angga bisa share question box-nya. Jadi pertanyaan nanti bisa teman-teman langsung kirimkan di question box. Yeah, we will waiting. Not yet. Yeah, you can scan the barcode, please. Teman-teman bisa scan barcode-nya. Ya, nanti bisa langsung dikirimkan pertanyaannya, bisa dalam bahasa Indonesia ataupun bisa dalam bahasa Inggris langsung, dan jangan lupa dituliskan namanya teman-teman ya. Dari S1 atau S2 juga perlu dituliskan ya. Oke. Ya. Sudah di-scan teman-teman? Sudah muncul ya question box-nya? Okay, no need to link anymore. I invite Miss Daisy to deliver the lecture about teachers' proactive evaluation of the use of augmentative and alternative communication to learners with multiple disabilities and visual impairment. For 45 minutes, is it okay? Yeah, okay. Please give a warm welcome and a round of applause for Mr. Daisy.
Good morning, everyone. May I ask, do you know what is the month of September celebrating? Do you know? Month of September is the month of what?
Bulan apa teman-teman? September menjadi bulan apa? Bulan? Ada hari apa di bulan September?
Because I knew that all of you is from special education program. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Can you give me up if it is correct that you are in special education program?
Jempolnya bisa ditunjukkan teman-teman. Ya, teman-teman dari pendidikan luar biasa.
My question is the same, what are we celebrating in the month of September internationally?
Bisa, ya.
Correct.
International Sign Language.
Yes. September is the month for International Sign Language. So with that, can you give me, do you know sign language?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can you give me a sign language for love?
For love? Cinta? Bahasa isyaratnya cinta?
Okay, can you raise your hand?
We have different
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Can you raise your hand? What is the sign language for love?
Bisa ditunjukkan teman-teman yang kelihatan ya, bisa gini.
What is your sign language for love? You show it to me. Can you show it to me? Okay.
This is the first sign language for love.
The other one, you said here?
Yeah.
This one is Makdo?
Yeah. Oh, sarangeo like this.
Okay. Okay, so this is the point now. Definitely when we talk about alternative and augmentative communication, the point there is communication. So when you become a SPED or special education teachers, one of the challenges is providing augmentative and alternative communication. For learners, whether whatever disabilities you may have, but in this case that I'm going to discuss with you is for learners with multiple disabilities and with visual impairment. So communication is very crucial for their development and for effective educational program. So AEC, or I would say, compensate to their limited access for information, communication, and social interaction. So the SPED teachers must address this one.
Oh, bisa Bu di PowerPoint. Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is the point here. Most likely, MDVI have a challenge in terms of speaking. So it doesn't mean that they don't speak. It does not mean that they have nothing to say. So EAC is a need or that they can express through this system. So that communication then is the answer for that. Okay, so
What is that?
can we move to the next slide, please? So with that, so these are some of my students. Definitely when you're able to address them, you can also see the smile and the happiness that you can, and the joy that you can give because communication is a right. So AEC is the answer for that. However, special education teacher facing challenges as well on how they're gonna be giving this 1998, where I had teach in Resources for the Blind in the Philippines, emphasized the accessibility for this effective communication, including AEC for learners with MDVI. So SPED teachers in the Philippines use AEC for this group of learners. But the research shows that the teacher has limited training for such. So in 2016, there are, specifically in Davao City, which is located in the southernmost part in the Philippines, there are 13 learners who use AEC with 3 SPED teachers. So in 2017, it became 13, then in 2018, 17 learners were AAC users for 3 teachers. So it definitely, like have you seen that there are increasing number of learners with MDVI who are using AEC system. So the study reveals about AEC that it impacts teachers' training for learners with MDVI. It would benefit these learners with enhanced knowledge. So MDVI learners use various communication modes with no single AEC type. So the choice depends on the learner's vision, hearing, motor skills. Thus, AEC is provide communication opportunities and supports inclusive education, ensuring no learner is left behind. So effective implementation requires assessment, provision, skilled support, and universal recognition. And definitely teachers training as communication partners is essential for effective communication in inclusive educational programs. So teachers need AEC knowledge and competencies for effective support to users as service providers. So next slide. Okay, so I'm showing you like this is this is my classroom, and the one that I've been taught using the communication system. He is a deafblind, and in the U.S., UK, Australia, South Africa, they've been telling that they've been providing AEC to and powered communication aids as crucial for this teacher, as well with students will benefit from the comprehensive training on AEC for learners with disabilities. However, I think Saudi Arabia, study on special education stated that or found out that they highlighted the inadequacy of teacher training or knowledge on AAC. So definitely when we talk about United States, UK, Australia, United Kingdom, Israel, and India, and I recently heard yesterday in Indonesia as well, mentioned that there is inadequacy of teachers' knowledge on AEC, because when you talk about AEC, primarily this is the training is geared towards speech and language therapists. So in the Philippines as well, there is a minimal training for SPED teachers on learners with MDVI, particularly in AEC training. Therefore, we can really tell that SPED teachers face challenges in implementing AEC as multifaceted intervention due to lack of familiarity, training, knowledge, assessment, preparation, and inconsistent implementation. Of course, we are going to use technology support, and there is as well as poor understanding of students' communication needs, like taken from the various researches. So with that, from the study we had, would be important that we need to understand like why they have to learn AEC, or why is it AEC is crucial, because it would meet learners' global and individual needs, ensuring success in learning and communication. So it is practiced to maximize inclusive experiences, which is supported by adaptive learning environment models. And AAC incorporates techniques, strategies, devices, and systems to meet the educational needs of learners with MDVI. So it is very essential that they would have access to information, communication, participation, and inclusion in the classroom. Thus, providing AAC to learners with MDVI requires teachers' competencies and skills. And there, as well as in the dialogical theory, it says that emphasizes interdependent, goal-driven communication between teachers and learners. So therefore, SPED teachers must recognize and respond to the communicative needs of learners, requiring training for effective provision. So therefore, these theories would support that training must come from the SPED teachers who are the AAC providers for learners who rely on AAC for their learning and communication. So with that, from our end, we do research about it, which is the question that I would like to answer for this topic. Okay, so definitely would like to understand what are the issues and challenges in using AAC to teach learners with MDVI, and what are the training needs of teachers in providing AAC to learners with MDVI, and lastly is what are the training program can be offered to teachers handling learners with MDVI on AAC provision. So with this study, we use the qualitative research methodology to investigate SPED teacher challenges on the use of AAC training needs and programs in AAC. So it aims to underlie the underlying issues in natural settings, and then it is a case study to strengthen the precision, validity, and the stability of the finding using the semi-structured interviews and systematic observation and focus group discussion. So it was collected over or more than 8 weeks. So the participants of the studies were the SPED teachers in public school in Davao City, Philippines, and this is generated from the Department of Education. So it is this is a purposive sample to select participants who are working or teaching in public elementary school of the Department of Education. And the study shows, which is on the next slide. So first is these are the results and discussion that we're gonna be tackling about. Okay, the issues, the first one is the issues and challenging. Okay, so these are the issues and challenges using AAC in teaching learners with MDVI. We found out that there is a lack of knowledge of AAC system for MDVI. And the teacher says that it is every day is a challenge. AAC is a type used appropriately for each unique learner and how to facilitate AAC is a struggle. And it is also being verified by 2 teachers that indeed it was challenging and to get response as well, to get the accurate response. And it is challenging in a way like how to be redirected the student. As well, in the focus group discussion, it says that it is challenging to provide an AAC. Overall, what makes them find it very challenging because of the lack of knowledge, as well as the second one theme is difficulty assessing the skills of nonverbal learners with MDVI. And the third is the difficulty making AAC program learners with MDVI. And then the fourth is difficulty implementing AAC learners with MDVI. So those are the 4 challenges in terms of using AAC in teaching learners with MDVI. And the next slide would show you what are the training that they need to AAC for learners with MDVI. They mentioned that training on AA system for learners with MDVI, and the second would be training on the assessment, and then training on the creation of AC program and training on the implementation of AC system. So those are, when they had these challenges, they also match it with what are the trainings that they need to make sure that they would cope or they would able to meet the challenges in teaching learners with MDVI. So we also have to find out that it is also crucial on the role of the teacher to meet the individual and global needs of these learners. So with that, they mentioned about different training on AA system. So with that, the third one is the question on the training program teachers with MDVI on AAC provision. Often participants emphasize AAC training is vital. The need of training of AAC conforms to various works of literature. On AAC provision, typically reveals teachers' training is necessary. With the complexities of AAC as an accommodation to learners with MDVI, ensuring appropriate provision, it involves training for SPED teachers. All the participants' transcript unanimously appeals for the training on AEC. This reveals their dire need for it to ensure communication opportunities and educational experiences for learners with MDVI. Teachers' training ensure it would also says that teacher training is beneficial. It is apparent that SPED teachers will benefit from opportunities for training on AAC, for it recognized that teachers are primarily responsible for providing AAC system in order to adequately support learners with MDVI communication competence and to address the need of AAC system for his learners. Therefore, training program for teacher is an important aspect of AAC provision, for they are crucial role in the communication opportunities for their learners. As well, there is a growing population of students with MDVI that need to be addressed in public schools. Based on the findings, SPED teachers need AAC training, including understanding and accommodating learners' communication needs. They need sufficient knowledge based on the appropriate AAC system. Likewise, it is paramount to have multi-dimensional understanding of the student current communication and AAC skills as indicated by the data. With that, so the third one would be, what are the proposal? So with that, I would like to propose a corpus model training program for teachers on AAC. So that is the model that I would like to propose, wherein the training programs for teachers on AAC provision starts with AAC system for learners with MDVI. The content of this course is a wide range of AAC systems, and extensive knowledge of MDVI is very prerequisite. So this aim inclusion of all possible AAC to create communication opportunities that are accessible and portable, and the participants will have the knowledge and skills to identify the levels of communication, describe the forms of communication, explain the types of AAC, and determine the strategies for the types of AAC to be used. And second would be the AAC system assessment. This course will provide AAC assessment used for learners with MDVI. Skills and communication assessment are prerequisites. Participants will demonstrate knowledge and skills on AAC system which can be applied for their learners. And the participants are knowledgeable on demonstrating AAC assessment, conducting adaptive assessment, and use various methods in evaluation. And this would be something that competent in ability to assess learners MDVI using adaptive AAC assessment. And the third would be AAC program for learners with MDVI. So this course is based on the AAC assessment of learners with MDVI, and specifically selected appropriate AAC system based on the current communication skills of learners with MDVI. And lastly would be the implementation of AAC program. So this provide AAC strategies to implement AAC program instructions, and then so that the participant will gain knowledge and application skills. So that would sum up what is the result of the study in that. And with that, to conclude, The SPED teacher face overwhelming issues that was mentioned earlier, as well as SPED teachers need training on AC system. And then the SPED teachers training program includes those needs that they have that they need, as well as in the light of those findings and then conclusion, it would be recommended SPED teachers to continue to advocate the use of AEC as educational practice for learners with MDVI. And hopefully legislators and policymakers would consider integral curriculum in teachers training for both undergraduate and graduate programs at the university or colleges, in the vision of AC to learners with MDVI as an added subject in SPED curriculum. And then hopefully the educational institution would design, implement a package of training, uses the corpus model of training, and hopefully future researchers would validate the model's efficacy using the quantitative methodology and the study of effectiveness of corpus model of training for teachers on AC program. So I think that would be all. And those are the references for that study.
Thank you, Ms. Desi, for sharing such valuable insight on the role of teacher in using active and alternative communication. Just to make sure, this hasn't been implemented yet?
Since it was not yet implemented because like right after then is the pandemic.
I see.
And then wherein the students would be staying at home. So that's like, I think it was happened in 2021 on March. Definitely that's the time that all the schools were locked down. So it was not yet implemented yet.
Oke, baik teman-teman. Jadi sedikit meringkas apa yang tadi disampaikan oleh Bu Desi, bahwa di kondisi siswa dengan hambatan majemuk ya dan juga hambatan penglihatan itu mengalami berbagai tantangan dan proses komunikasi terutama yang mendasar ya, karena komunikasi kan menjadi dasar kita bisa berinteraksi, kemudian bisa memahami, menjelaskan materi juga bisa dari komunikasi itu. Nah di sini beberapa tantangannya tadi terkait dengan penggunaan toolsnya seperti apa gitu. Kemudian cara guru mengajari juga seperti apa, itu yang menjadi concern. Dan penelitian Bu Desi ini menunjukkan bahwa ternyata guru itu membutuhkan training ini gitu. Dengan adanya tantangan-tantangan yang dirasakan oleh guru dalam mendampingi siswa hambatan majemuk tadi, kesimpulannya dari penelitian beliau adalah perlu adanya training gitu, training untuk melatih guru bisa menggunakan augmentative and accommodation alternative communication untuk siswa dengan hambatan majemuk. Mungkin teman-teman ada yang mau ditanyakan terkait ini? Oke, ini sudah ada beberapa pertanyaan. We already have the question, Miss Desi. I will read out to you. The first question is come from Talia Ayu from the program of Special Education Department. What are the implications of using AAC for students with MDVI on the assessment of their academic progress and achievement? How can teachers ensure a fair evaluation?
I think she has two questions. One is, just one question. One is,
maybe we can you can answer first, and we can move to the next question.
Okay.
Yeah. What are the implications of using AAC for students with MDVI on the assessment of their academic progress and achievement?
Okay, the first question is how the implication of using AAC. AAC would help them to communicate in their own way. Like for instance, like if they are non-verbal, I think I've shown you the one that in the, I think on the first, no, in the other slide with a child, that is what's called communication board. That it would give them the opportunity to make choices, and would also give them the decision, like they will know what is happening. It will give them anticipation of the schedule, what going to be happen first, second, third, and the last, and it would be like something like it's finished. They know that this activity is over, then it would move to another one. So they would have also the schedule that they follow. So that communication board would tell them what will happen, what they're going to do, and how are they going to do it. So AAC would help them not only in the communication process of telling you what they want or what they need, however they would tell, it would give them decision, like I'm this one, I would like this one, then I have to follow this. Like it's also the same thing routine with a student. You know your schedule, what will happen on 7:30 to 8:30. Like 8:30 to 10:30, you're gonna be here. Then next that, then when it is over, they know. So the board is like, there would be a symbol there telling what subject or what is the course. And then when it is done, they would sign it, finished, and then you put it in a box. So definitely it would help them not only in the communication, but then as well in their academic. It would really help them to communicate on the level of their needs as well as their social. Like teacher, like I don't like this. Like if you are teaching them art, they would say that, yeah, like if it is slimy, they would say that in their face as well with their hands, they would say that to you, even if they cannot speak. Because we have the notion communication is merely speaking. So that AAC, that is would be means for them to talk to you in a way, in the manner that on their end, whatever the communication on their part, on their level. And then how can teacher ensure fair evaluation? Definitely there is an observation notes for you to do. And then there is like what we call checklists. Like there is like, if it is, how is it the language, the social, the mathematical ability, and many other aspects of communication as well with other academic progress. So there will be a mark as well. The mark is pass and working under not there is a criteria if it's uh, excellent. So there is a mark, like it is a progress. There is an attempt, or there was is working on that. So there is like what we call criteria or what we call indicator for you that the child was able to understand you. So definitely it is not only on the progress of academic, but then it is the holistic approach, like because like you, they also have social life and many other, they also have stresses in life, even though they will not able to speak, but then by the through alternative and augmentative communication, they have the power to communicate with you. And this is also a human right.
So the evaluation of their academic based on their process in learning. Okay, so it's for individual.
Yeah, that is individual.
Oke, jadi teman-teman dalam proses pemberian EAC ini juga kan bisa dilakukan untuk mengevaluasi hasil pembelajaran siswa gitu. Nah, tadi di awal mungkin Mas Angga bisa menunjukkan yang PowerPoint awal tadi ada gambar communication board. Itu media untuk berkomunikasi. Contohnya gitu. Jadi itu digunakan guru dalam proses pembelajaran dan juga proses asesmen keberhasilan pembelajaran gitu. Dan untuk memastikan bahwa proses penilaian evaluasi pembelajaran ini cukup fair dengan adanya checklist. Jadi masing-masing siswa juga punya indikator kompetensinya gitu ya. Siswa ini punya kompetensi apa dan itu bisa dalam bentuk checklist. Dan hasil evaluasinya pun juga dalam berbagai kriteria ya, kamu sudah bagus atau kamu masih dalam proses menguasai ini gitu. Mungkin bisa di-share sekali lagi Mas Angga? Oke. Untuk menunjukkan. Iya, tidak masuk. Oke. Gak bisa ya. Okay. I think we have technical issue. And maybe we need to move on to the next question while waiting for the presentation. The next question is there any assessment tools using the AAC?
Yes, there is an assessment tool, like for using AAC, like what level is a child is. Like if he's using like real object, abstract object, or so there is a level like partial object, symbol, or in the abstract level, or in the word or print level already. So there is a level as well. Like it starts from very simple, like real object, and then moving to the print or in braille or in sign language. So it both, so it would be like it is from, it has a ladder or a sequence or where the child is. So there is an assessment for that. There is an evaluation assessment for using AAC assessment.
Jadi dalam prosesnya memang ada asesmen yang digunakan untuk melihat sejauh mana sih kemampuan siswa ini gitu. Dimana asesmen ini kan penting dalam kita menentukan program teman-teman. Jadi tetap ada proses asesmennya dan juga nanti untuk menentukan apakah dalam pemberiannya kita akan menggunakan bahasa isyarat, akan menggunakan braille gitu, atau akan menggunakan cetakan gitu ya, tulisan gitu yang bisa digunakan gitu. Baik, kita masih ada waktu, still have the time for the question. Teman-teman yang di sini kalau ada yang mau tanya boleh, bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa, nanti saya bantu. Ya. Cek.
Okay. Thank you for the great presentation. Here my name is Talia. I want to ask another question. Maybe this is the second question after the previous one. I want to ask like, how can teachers foster communication and social interaction among students with MDVI when they are using AAC system or devices? Maybe like their friends, they don't know how to communicate. Like I had one student who is autism, and their friends, they don't know how to communicate with the students because the students likely non-verbal. So maybe how we as teacher could foster communication and social interaction among the students. Thank you.
Among her peers, you mean?
Yes, among.
Okay. So I would like to give an example. Like for instance, we had a game. In the symbol there, like on the level of the child, they will only understand the symbol, which is a ball. So it was like put there, like this is the card, and the real ball was put in here. It was like, for instance, this one, this is the box. Okay, it was like, there is a Velcro here, and it says word here, play. Okay, and the ball, for instance, assuming this is a ball, okay? Think about that, this is a ball, okay? Yeah. Ball. Okay, so there is a Velcro here, and it says here, play. Okay, both of them, like, they have the same schedule. So they would say, like, today, like, for instance, at this time, you're gonna be having playtime. So basically, they would tell them, okay, this time is play, today play. So you would also tell him, like, if they are together, like for one boy, another, like they play. So they would say play. Their favorite, okay, you have also to understand what is their favorite play, so that the symbol would go also together. Like the boy would have play, which is ball, and the other one would like to have another one. They should have common game. Or for in my case of my student, they like to have, trampoline or vestibular ball. Do you know that? Okay, vestibular ball, the bigger. using for Pilates. Do you know that? Okay, so that is their favorite game. So most likely, we have like this one. This is alternative communication. Both of them will not able to speak. So definitely one of them is blind, the other is low vision. So most likely you have to consider as the color. Low vision would also like see blue. I don't know, not blue, but yellow. So this one, the smaller version of the vestibular ball. So definitely you can have like passing a ball. Like your third, my third. So it will always like on the part of the teacher is the assessment, is the key. Like what is the, like if you would like a social game, what is common to them or what they like to play. You start with what is their interest. For instance, like I think most kids would like to play, and even you would like to play, right? Even at this age, you like to play. So at this, for instance, if that would be the case, you would choose which one, like you would like to, like for instance, with both of them, like you would like to have ball first and the other one. So they have an option which go first. So it's up to you, like for example is my student, they would like to play vestibular ball. And the vestibular ball is like, one is they can do the passing, and then later on kicking of the ball, like your turn, my turn. So it's how we foster communication, like stop, and there's one, and then the person, if the person would like to sit on the ball, who would like to go first, second, my turn. So it's more likely a turn-taking game. So definitely from then they would able to communicate, like, and then we say stop, my turn. So it definitely it would help. Like we'll think about of what is the object to symbolize. If they were not able to talk, so that is the way to help them. And then second would be is what game or play that they can play together or they like. So that is also very important.
Okay. In that, what happen if the student cannot catch the ball? Catch the ball.
You can use like catching the ball, passing the ball, sit on the ball. So definitely there are many ways to use that ball. Or you just can, if they just can sit down and then push the ball. So
On the wall, yeah.
yeah, on the wall. So it's up to them. So it's up, we would like to see which assessment is very important. Along the way, as you go work with a child or as you're going to teach with a child. So this is important, like what is the skill of the child, and then what does he like to do with the ball. So definitely that is one.
What is the other tools that frequently used for MDVI? The other tools?
What do you mean by tools? Like
Our media or tools like a toy?
yeah, it depends. Like if there is like, it depends on always on the child.
The child. Oh, what the frequently they use beside the ball?
They have this. We call it stick or wood.
Oh, okay. And how to play?
Like we call it like in our play, we call it like traditional game, like wooden sticks, like pick up sticks. I think it is also common, like pick up sticks. Like you do the this is the bunch of stick,
Yeah.
and then whatever like it is not together, then that is what you pick up.
Oh, okay.
And we also have a game, we call it like that is marble, using marbles.
Marbles.
So they just can't number.
Oh,
You have to fill
okay.
in.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that they can play. And usually there are times that we go out.
To?
Yes, like we going to the beach.
Oh, to the beach.
And they do kayak.
Kayak.
So we also have adventure games for students. Aside, we also have camping before. that they do, like barbecue.
Yeah.
So just have to know what is their favorite food to cook. So there are lots of, so there are also like, the point here is, even though they were not able to tell you, or they will not say, they will not speak up to you, there are many ways that you help them, let them speak on what they want in their language, on their capacity. Like, you gotta choose as like, what do you want, fish or chicken? So it's like that. So you're gonna have like option. We call it communication board. So the board is an option. What do you want to play? You want like to play ball? You want to play something? Or do you like to climb on the mango tree? So this, I don't know, like always being up to the teacher. It's always like I would say the role of the teacher is very important. Like, it is very necessary for how would you let your students, especially if the student is were not able to speak, and how would they tell you, like they are holding the tree and they would like small like gestures. You are very like, you are reader of their movement, of their smile, of their body language things. You have to see that, even the gaze of their eyes, if they have remaining vision. So I have a student that he would really like to climb a tree. So teaching them to success is, I would like to find where on the space, or where in the area. So every time, like I would love, like, teacher would see in the environment where is the possibility that that child could possibly climb.
Safely.
Yeah,
For sure.
safely, of course. So basically, like, as if our radar, like, I'm really looking up, like, where is the tree on the earth that where this child. Most likely, when you mango tree, it is tall, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there is a one space in our community, like near to the school. Like, if you just walk down, it is a neighborhood. There is a very small tree, and then because one clue there is, my child would like to eat mango. And then they think of the mango is really coming from the refrigerator or coming from the kitchen. So I really would like him to have this way of telling me, because when we had our, in our school, there is a tree. And then he keep on like, look, touching the tree. Like monkey, something like that. He would like to try to, that's why the tree is straight, right? So I have to find a tree that is smaller, and then the child was able to climb, like, if this is, or a little bit pushed, that he could climb a tree. So along the way, that is a very, this is the house of the neighbor, and it is at the back of of their house. It just so happened that the place there is, the teacher, we usually put our garbage in that area. So along the way, I scan with my eyes, and then I say, oh, this is a very good tree for my student to climb. So when you see that child was able to explore, then he was able, and it would, you see the smile of the child. And then the next goal there is during when the mango tree is like picking up of the mango tree. So it really happened. So it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of heart of the teacher to make your student feel success. Because if you don't feel successful, then what would be your students would feel? So that is a way of telling the student that you love them. And then no matter what language, or no matter, it's not merely on words. Language is beyond words. And that is AAC is all about. Reaching out for the bottom of their hearts, and then in their mind that they are also being very important. And this is, I would say, communication is the right. So I think we make way. So this is AAC. How would you make communication at the level or within the reach of their hand or within the reach of their palm? So I hope I give.
That was very touching.
Yes.
Yeah. So everything can be taught to the student according to their preference.
Yes.
Ya, teman-teman. Jadi tadi Miss Desi menceritakan bahwa terkait tadi ya media yang digunakan dengan teman-teman dengan hambatan mainan tadi, kita bisa menggunakan mainan apapun ya. Tapi biasanya kita bisa memilihkan mainan-mainan yang anak ini sudah sukai dulu gitu. Misalnya tadi kebanyakan yang di film itu lebih suka gimbal ya, tahu gimbal ya, yang empuk yang bisa kita lendotin gitu ya. Tapi kita bisa menyesuaikan dengan dia masih anak-anak ya, kita akan mencarikan versi mininya gitu. Dan diajarkan untuk cara bermain. Kemudian juga pembelajaran ini tidak hanya di konteks kelas, tapi justru di luar kelas itu yang akan membantu mereka bisa belajar banyak gitu. Misal kayak tadi ada yang suka memanjat pohon, ya kita akan memberikan akomodasi itu gitu. Ya, kita perlu memilih yang tentu aman ya, yang aman, kemudian yang tidak berbahaya, yang bisa dia jangkau ya. Kalau anaknya masih kecil ya jangan pilih pohon yang tinggi banget gitu. Yang kalaupun kita mau ngambil dia di atas tuh kita juga bisa ya. Jangan kita memilihkan pohon, dia udah naik di atas nggak bisa turun, kita juga bingung. Gimana bantu dia untuk turun gitu. Dan tadi hal yang sangat nyentuh disampaikan oleh Bu Desi adalah sebenarnya penggunaan EAC ini tuh itu adalah apa ya? Kita tidak menggunakan logika tapi menggunakan hati kita ya. Menggunakan hati kita untuk bisa percaya kepada mereka, mereka akan berhasil ya. Tentu definisi keberhasilan itu tidak akan sama dengan kita pada umumnya. Tapi gimana guru bisa ngerasa berhasil atas panjang itu yang juga akan terhadap perasaan mereka gitu. Dan hal penting juga dari sini adalah hambatan yang mereka miliki itu tidak menghambat mereka untuk bisa berkomunikasi, untuk bisa menjalin relasi. Karena komunikasi itu bisa disampaikan dalam berbagai bentuk gitu. Kalau mereka nggak punya bahasa isyarat yang general, kita pun bisa ajarkan. Bahkan dari hal-hal detail kita juga perlu peka ya teman-teman. Misalnya kayak tadi Bu Desi menyampaikan terkait dengan gerak mata. Kira-kira kalau kita tawarkan ini dia seneng enggak, misalnya dia cuma diem aja atau nggak semangat, itu juga kita juga perlu peka gitu. Misal lirikan matanya gimana, kita jadi semacam ahli ya mikro ekspresi gitu, tapi nggak apa-apa. Karena biasanya itu kan hal yang general ya, yang bisa kita lihat, oh iya kalau kita berikan mainan ini dia nggak begitu suka gitu. Jadi observasi kita terhadap hal detail bahasa nonverbal siswa itu juga menjadi kunci kita bisa memfasilitasi kebutuhan mereka. Oke teman-teman, kita masih ada waktu nih. Mumpung nih datang jauh-jauh dari Filipina, masa iya kita nggak belajar banyak? Ada pertanyaan lagi yang lain? Oh, oke Bu Atin, silakan.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Desi, for your presentation. So, if we talk about augmentative and alternative communication, usually maybe some of us think about the high technology, yeah, and maybe some of our students, they are already learn many about the AAZ, and yeah, when they know or hear about AAC, maybe some of them just thinking about this is we have to use any kind of devices. Maybe we have to use the gadget or something else that related with the high technology. How do you think about it? Thank you.
AC could be like low tech or high tech. So definitely if you're going to be using high tech, you would also think about like if the student can do this, it can use it. If he use this, can he understand that? So basically I would rather start with the basic one, which is concrete object, then moving to the abstract, then technology. Because we're not able to learn technology as fast. Like for instance, before is you just, I don't know if you're using, what technology are you using for AAC here? Can you tell me? Like what technology are you using? Like how can you tell, like how can the child would tell you yes and no? Do you have that object or that technology?
Pakai teknologi EEC ini.
Oke, teknologi yang udah digunakan di
Untuk dalam bentuk EEC dalam bentuk teknologi ya.
waktu itu pernah ya kita mengembangkan, teman-teman kebetulan kelas ini mengembangkan berupa teknologi, kayaknya saya ingat kelompoknya Mas Dimas ya, Mbak. Ya,
Mungkin bisa menceritakan teman-teman gimana cara
Oke.
kerjanya dalam bentuk seperti apa?
siapa lagi kelompoknya? Siapa lagi yang mudah menggunakan high tech kemarin?
Bisa diceritakan
Saya
teman-teman?
lupa. Ya kelompoknya ini yang ada juga pakai tombol. Silakan
Pakai
kalau
bahasa
mau
Indonesia nggak apa-apa.
ceritakan.
Are you using Meyer Johnson symbols?
They develop themselves. Aplikasi yang teman-teman gunakan apa?
Pakai bahasa Indonesia ya, Bu.
Iya, boleh.
Jadi kemarin tuh sempat untuk mengembangkan aplikasi untuk siswa yang memiliki kekhususan autis.
Autis.
Ya, autism.
Autism.
Dia belum bisa berkomunikasi secara verbal, tapi bisa berkomunikasi secara non-verbal seperti ya merengek, terus menggandeng ketika mau mengajak atau menunjukkan sesuatu, gitu kan. Kemudian aplikasinya itu berisi tentang kegiatan apa yang dilakukan anak. Jadi untuk menjembatani kayak saya mau ini gitu. Di aplikasi tersebut hanya ada tombol yang itu tombolnya itu dari gambar real. Jadi misalkan mau minum ya, minum dari botol si anak itu yang ada
Tombolnya
di
dalam bentuk gimana tuh? Berarti tombolnya bukan
aplikasi, Bu.
Tombolnya kan berarti tidak 3D ya?
Tidak, tombolnya tidak 3D. Itu seperti ya di aplikasi.
Kayak di aplikasi biasa cuma
Aplikasi
next
biasa,
gitu.
Bahkan nggak ada nextnya, kembalinya pun dirancang untuk setelah dipencet, kemudian nanti aplikasinya menyebutkan kayak minum, kemudian nanti langsung kembali ke layar yang utama tadi karena anaknya belum bisa.
Oke, tapi ini autistik aja ya?
Untuk autistik karena ini memang dikembangkan untuk satu
Oh,
objek
satu.
nitok aja.
Kalau yang ini Mbak Ira yang majemuk, tadi kan cuma ya, tadi kan autistik aja kan? Oh iya.
Oke, baik. Mbak Nisrina mau coba jawab?
Mungkin bisa yang buat majemuk. Karena kan gambarnya. Ada video nggak teman-teman? Wait a moment, we will show you the video of the toes. Ditampilkan ya. Yeah, but earlier they so it's in application. Yeah, you just use it. Or maybe you can share in Philippines itself how the use of technology for AAC.
Definitely, like in the Philippines, we're not yet in the level of technology.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because like not all of the technology can be given to the students. So there are technology in the school, however, that is only used for the school. However, we would like them to use like after school. So we partner with parents, like how they're gonna be using the communication system for the child. So that is very individual. So most likely of the students there is not really coming from the family who could like could afford for the
Provide.
communication system. So we make some adaptation so that we will make sure that all the communication system will not only be available in school, but it should be at home, in the community, and making sure that the community were able to understand what is the communication system of the child. Because in the future, we want them to be in the community working. So we have some adaptation made. So in terms of technology, I would say that it's only like in the school level only, but not they cannot be taken it back at home.
Jadi kalau di Filipina itu memang mereka belum menggunakan teknologi ya teman-teman, jadi masih menggunakan benda-benda yang konkret gitu, karena mempertimbangkan ke depan ini kan akan mereka gunakan di semua setting, di semua area. Jadi kalau kita ajarkan itu di sekolah, sementara toolsnya itu kan nggak bisa dibawa pulang ke rumah. Nah di rumah juga perlu komunikasi, di komunitas juga perlu berinteraksi. Jadi berangkat dari situ mereka mengajarkan ke hal-hal basic gitu terkait komunikasi dasar dengan tidak menggunakan teknologi. Mungkin tadi contohnya sudah ketemu belum? Oh sudah dikirim, oke.
Yeah, we're also moving forward for the invention. That's why most of the researches that we are going now is more likely how to make this invention or like this technology available within the reach of their hand. Because mostly of the students we had is learners with visual impairment at the same time with cerebral palsy, with autism. So it also quite challenging, like a combination of many disabilities packed into one person or to one child. So I think technology, there are technology that they can use, but most likely we are gearing towards the abstract, that hopefully when they see that in Braille, that they can read that what is happening and they can do it by reading it. That's why most of the researches that we are going now is more likely how to make this invention or like this technology
Assalamualaikum
available
warahmatullahi
within the reach
wabarakatuh.
of their
Hai teman-teman, perkenalkan kami peserta lomba FIPP SHAS 2023 dari Pendidikan Luar Biasa akan mempresentasikan cara penggunaan media pembelajaran non-digital yaitu Braille Alphabet. Pada flashcard terdapat huruf Braille yang dapat dimanfaatkan oleh individu dengan hambatan penglihatan sebagai media pembelajaran. Kemudian, pada flashcard juga terdapat stiker tag yang nantinya akan di-scan pada box scan, hingga akan mengeluarkan suara. Pertama-tama, siapkan box scan, lalu siapkan power bank untuk menghidupkan box scan. Jangan lupa siapkan kabel jack sebagai penghubung antara box scan dengan power bank. Lalu yang terakhir, siapkan kartu flashcard Braille Alphabet. Langkah selanjutnya, hubungkan box scan dengan power bank menggunakan kabel jack. Jika terdengar suara dari box scan, media pembelajaran siap digunakan. Lalu, letakkan flashcard Braille Alphabet di atas barcode yang terdapat pada box scan. Sekian
Biasa ya teman-teman ya. Ini menang nggak? Ah, tapi udah sangat bagus banget ya. Jadi bisa dilihat, bisa didengar juga, kemudian bisa diraba juga.
That is commendable, like invention. Um, that can be used for learners with good vision as well, good hearing. But I would also challenge, like, for this batch or for this group, like, how can you make communication for those who are deaf at the same time blind, at the same time would have this physical disability? So I would like you to picture it out. Like, how would you do that? I think on my picture, you see a child there, like with a teacher there. He is a deaf blind and at the same time with cerebral palsy. So he can only move his hand. He was not able to see. He was not able to hear. And the legs are kind of like difficult for him. So he can only move for this one. But then he's very intelligent. So his cognition is very good. So I would like you also to think about something like that. How can you make communication at the level of this child? For in terms of communication. Yeah, consider that. Like deaf, blind, and he has cerebral, like legs have difficulty in movement, and he can only use his hand. These two hands. And I think his hand here is, one portion is also like, I think only 3 or 1 or 4, like one is not usable. So I think he's one of the student that you can teach him like any, like tactile sign language. So that is what we call adaptation. Like, you know, sign language, but then think about how can you make language using tactile. Okay, do you know that, right? So I hope that your invention next time would also cater that. How would you cater those students and how would you make the communication as their power? So that is what we call MDVI, learner with multiple disabilities. So I hope that you would make teaching, communication a success for each one of them. And I think that is already showing me something that you have in mind, those students. But every student is unique. You cannot tell, I like only this type of student, right?
Yeah.
You cannot choose. But then you can make their life meaningful and beautiful by helping them. What are the ways, or how can you help them communicate in the manner or in the level of their capacity? And how would you augment, like for instance, this is only thing that I can communicate. How would you make it level, like go up, then up? Then how would you make it possible? So I hope those adventure researchers would, like, if you like really technology, it would really be of help. And how could this technology be manufactured at the level of
Public,
in the community that you just can help them? So I think I've seen that, and that is very commendable. Like,
Ya, oke teman-teman, ini beliau juga memberikan ide baru ya, teman-teman kalau nanti ingin mengembangkan apa namanya akomodasi yang aksesibel, juga mempertimbangkan untuk anak-anak yang tidak bisa melihat, tidak bisa mendengar, dan tidak bisa bergerak. Jadi cuma punya aja. Itu gimana media yang bisa membantu mereka berkomunikasi gitu. Nanti bisa teman-teman kembangkan, bisa dilombakan di PKM bisa ya, atau di lomba yang lain tuh. Nanti teman-teman bisa berpikir gimana ya caranya ya membuat program gitu. Dan juga yang bisa teman-teman pertimbangkan juga apakah teman-teman tadi, teknologi yang teman-teman bangun tadi itu bisa diperbanyak gitu ya, sehingga banyak orang yang bisa memanfaatkan itu. Gitu. Okay, I think we have come to the end of this discussion. I hope you all enjoy and benefited from the presentation and discussion. We will close this public lecture by giving souvenirs to the speaker and take picture together ya. Okay. We invite Bu Atin to give the souvenir for the speaker. Please come to the front of stage.
Okay. On behalf of Faculty of Education and Psychology, I'd like to say thank you very much for your coming and your a very wonderful presentation and lecture for all of our students. Mungkin sebelum kita tutup, saya pengen dengar salah satu untuk menyampaikan apa ya, gimana tanggapan tentang kuliah hari ini. I will ask them to give their comment about this lecture today. Silahkan salah satu. Ayo. Ya sudah, kali Mbak Talia juga boleh lah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss, for the presentation today. We really enjoyed the presentation. We got a very insightful knowledge about AAC. Actually, some of us, the postgraduate students, we developed kind of high-tech AAC with like the Android application on handphone for students with disabilities, and today we got a lot of more knowledge to to develop and to implement our application for the students with disabilities at school, because actually we rarely find students with disabilities who use AAC in Indonesia. Maybe only some and low technology. So we are really thankful for the insight, for the we know news about the corpus. No. The corpus model of training. So maybe next time we could try to use the corpus model to implement our application at school. Maybe that's all. Thank you so much and have a great.
Thank you, Mbak Talia. Ya, ada dari undergraduate dari S1? Satu komen? They are shy. Okay, once thank you very much for your coming. Terima kasih. What we say in Philippine in your language Tagalog?
thank you, maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maraming, that is so much. Salamat. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. We can say kita bisa bilang bareng-bareng buat Miss Jessie. Marami salamat. Is it right? Okay, yeah. Tepuk tangan.
Teman-teman bisa maju ke depan untuk kita berfoto bersama. Take a picture together. Silahkan, yuk.